guys, Garage RC here, back on another video. So this is the K989 from Banggood. Thank you Banggood for giving me this car. Now this is the rally version, or the road going version, the non-drift version of the K969. It has open diffs, it has a rally style body. Otherwise it's pretty much the same, and it has grip tyres, rubber tyres, as opposed to drift tyres. Some basic features of the car: double wishbone suspension front and rear, adjustable shocks with spacers, as you can see, same as the K969, four-wheel independent suspension, four-wheel drive, front and rear open diffs, which are quite smooth, 98mm wheelbase, same as the K969, rubber tyres, all-wheel drive wheels similar to the Mini Z, GLA, obviously the K969. These tyres are glued on, so you can't take them off. That's another thing to remember. 7.4 volt 2S LiPo battery, combined speed controller and receiver with a brushed motor. Servo is a separate independent servo. I think they're 21mm across. Pretty standard WL sized K969, K989 servo. LiPo battery and a charger which you can charge it with. So the parts are pretty much interchangeable between both cars. So if you want to see an unboxing video to see what comes in the actual box, please refer back to my previous video on the K969. So with this car, I took it out for a bit of a drive outside because it was too fast to drive inside. With these grip tyres, drifting tyres give you an illusion. They don't let you know how fast the car really is. You know, with the grip tyres, you really get to see the performance. So I speed tested this car and it's 22 kph. And what's really shocking is how fast that translates to when you're actually outside driving it around. So what we're going to do is cut to the footage of me driving around, and I will give you some insight into how the car handles, and then we'll come back for another chat. So here we go. Really, this was an absolute blast. I enjoyed every minute of it. The car is actually pretty rapid, and outside in this setting it actually handles pretty well. A lot of the times it was very predictable. Even without any fancy radio, I could control it pretty easily, and I managed to hit the ramp every time. It can be tricky to hit a ramp with these mini RC cars when they're so fast, but it wasn't that difficult at all. I've included all the footage of the crashes just to show you what the beating the car took. It generally responded well when it was getting bashed around, and turned back. You could turn it back upright without having to go to the car. You can just wiggle the steering wheels and it will flip back over. The suspension is a bit bouncy, as you can see, but it does the job. I mean, I think with better dampening, this car would handle even better. The ride height was adequate for driving on the block paving here, which was brilliant. I did forget to take the plastic off, so you'll probably see some wispy bits of plastic either side of the car, but that served to protect the plastic shell, and I took it off afterwards so it looked brand new. And apart from an incident with the rear spoiler getting bashed, the whole car came away intact. And you can see I didn't go lightly on it at all. I think every chance I got, it got bashed, flipped, and this went on for about 20 minutes. I think that's how long the battery run time was in the end. But certainly it wasn't a car which wasn't fun, and I think if you had two of these, you could have quite a good race in a surface like this with that kind of space. But that's the real thing here. I mean, unless you're driving with drift tyres, you need this kind of space. I mean, you can see how much ground it's covering. It is rapid, and it was difficult to actually get footage of the car with a normal camera. I kept having to zoom in, which is a bit blurred, just so you can see it. But here I've just done a wide shot, so you can see how much ground it covers and how much space you need. Once I got into the groove of it, it was actually pretty balanced, and yeah, apart from these odd tumbles, the car was smooth enough, so to speak. But yeah, as you can see, the car slides around, bounces, takes air, you know, goes a good 2-3 foot in the air, comes back down again, bashes, the bumper takes the knocks, the wheels take the knock. A lot of fun. There you go. I mean, it took a massive tumble just there. Back up. I didn't have to go over to the car to put it right. Not once. It didn't cut out on me. It just carried on working. And you know, I've actually gone very attached to it now, and I can't see why I wouldn't want to do more of this kind of racing outside. Maybe set up a little circuit with a few jumps in there. Yeah, but yeah, everything you need to see is right there. A lot of fun. Even when, for example, now I'm going to run round again, and you'll see it take quite a nasty flip. I think this is from a distance. You'll see. There you go. So I've lost count of how many times the plastic hit the ground. Now, the back spoiler took a bashing there, but the front, the plastic didn't crack. I mean, I think the spoiler can be easily repaired, and even then, it's just in a place where it's going to get knocked easily. Now, this footage, I didn't slow the footage down. I just wanted to show you how fast the car is on the ground level when it zips past, and it is super fun. I think, yeah, in terms of what I might want to do, if I want to keep it in a rally spec, maybe put more alloy parts in, get some alloy suspension towers, get some adjustable shocks with some dampening oil in them, and I think maybe see if I can increase the ride height. Otherwise, I think we've got everything we need here. It's pretty good.
So the car was tested in standard form, and I've not done any modifications at all. And when you're running it outside, what I found was you don't need to increase the steering angle like we did for the drift car. So I left the servo in the standard position. No adjustments made. Okay, so there's no real difference between the two cars. The suspension setup's the same, the body mounts are the same. Apart from these rubber tyres. There's a regular diffs, which I have to say are actually quite good on this car. I'm quite impressed. They're not bad. I had a wltoys K989 about 2 years ago, and the diffs were very locky and stiff. They were not smooth, but these are quite smooth. Now, you saw in the video this car took a lot of air and a lot of tumbles, and I can honestly say nothing looks like it's about to break. The plastic is all intact. The bumper did its job. Like I said, apart from a few scratches at the back on the metal, which, considering I was running on hard brick and jumping good 3 or 4 foot in the air and taking a lot of tumbles, this car did really well. I was really impressed. I think I got about 20 or 30 minutes runtime out of the battery. Very, very impressed with how much fun I had with this car. If you want a car just to run around and blast off, if you've got the space outside to do it, this car is absolutely amazing. For the price, it's brilliant. Now, if I wanted to upgrade it, what would I do with it? Well, initially, this car's had me kind of confused now, because I was going to go along the lines of turning it into a touring car, change the tyres out, put lower profile tyres on, super up the suspension, put better radio gear in, make it brushless maybe, and then see how it competes against, say, you know, a GLA or a Mini Z Evo. And that was what I was considering doing originally. Now I'm not so sure. After watching it flying around like a rally car, I'm almost tempted to see if I can do something and give it a little bit more ground clearance, make it a bit more rally style if anything. So definitely upgrade the shocks. One of the things you can see in the video is the shocks do cope, but there are occasions where the car goes to tip. And yeah, I can see increasing the steering angle if I'm going to run it outside is not a good idea, because it would definitely cause this car to flip over more easily if it turned any sharper. It was turning sharp enough outside, so these are all things to consider. So yeah, what do I think of this car? Pretty good for the price. Lot of fun, a lot more durable than I expected. I expected something to break. I did my best to try and break something. Apart from a damaged spoiler, it was pretty good. So guys, that's part 1 of my K989 video. We will be coming back to do some more upgrades on this car once I decide what I'm going to do. We're already doing a drift series with the K969, so follow that one for if you're more into drifting. This one's either going to be full on rally or full on touring car. We shall see. Okay guys, if you like the video, leave me a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys all next time.